So you draw one line on the bottom and you draw one line squared upwards. Okay, like this. Place the front dartless pattern on the square. So you will take your this pattern that you have made over here. Okay, the draft number 2, and you will place it over here on the front. Okay, no, sorry, you have to take the first one, the stretchy dartless knit top, not this one. You have to use this block. This one. Okay, the first block that you have made, you have to use this block to make the oversized pattern. So you will trace the front dartless pattern on the square. So you'll match the center front of the front to the and place the hemline on this horizontal line. And you will shift the pattern by 1 inch. Now that depends how loose you want it to be. 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch. How much you want the shoulder to be dropping. That much. So you will just trace the front half from here to here. Okay, you not trace the full front. Okay, then you will shift your pattern by that much amount and then you will trace the remaining side of it. Is it clear? Yes, ma'am. Others are not answering. Only Sujata is understanding, or what is it?
Ma'am, the side seam should not be curved.
No, that I'm not finished with it. I'm asking you all the shifting.
Allah Hafiz.
Shifting part, have you all understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, since we've got the bit over here, the second thing is to lower the armhole. Armhole by say 1.5 inch, or you can lower it more depending on your design. You lower it little. Somebody's mic is on. Now, please mute your mic. Okay, you lower the armhole by 1.5 inch and you redraw the armhole like this, and then you go down straight, because obviously if it's an oversized knit, do you need any side seam shaping in it?
No, ma'am.
You don't need any side seam shaping. If you see any of your oversized tops that you'll buy, the side seam is absolutely straight, because there's no point giving a shape over there when it's going to be so loose. Okay, so this is your pattern, and it's the same. Your front and back pattern is the same, and only your neckline is different. Okay, the back neck is higher, the front neck is lower, and you can extend this length to whatever length you want, or you can shorten it also if required. Any questions till here? All the 3 blocks you all have understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
now the sleeve for this block, the sleeve which is for the oversized neck, because obviously this armhole is very much bigger than your armhole, so you have to make and it's a very flat kind of a fitting. If you notice a very loose fitted garment, I want you all to go and check the sleeve head. Okay, the sleeve head, it means this part. It's a very, very low part. It's not very high. Okay, remember this, the more movement you require in your sleeve, the flatter the sleeve head becomes. So for instance, which garment according to you all will have the highest sleeve head? Akansha, please mute your mic. Which garment restricts your movement the most to give a very good fit, but at the same time, you cannot lift your hand up very easily?
Ma'am, in garments where armhole is so small.
No. I'm talking about lifting your hand up. In which type of a garment do you find it difficult to lift up your hand very easily? Have you all ever noticed your dad wearing a suit, blazer or a suit?
Yes, ma'am.
So have you noticed that when they lift their hand up, the whole suit climbs up with them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So the reason being is that the suit is a very tailored garment. Okay, it has to give a very good fitting. The sleeve should not have any creases on it when you're standing straight. Okay, so the sleeve head, the sleeve cap. Okay, I'm talking about this distance A to C will be the maximum in a blazer or a suit. Which I think we're going to be doing the jacket draft with you all. You all will understand that time. So the sleeve cap is very high and it restricts your movement. Okay, because a jacket is as such a formal garment. You don't need to work out when you're wearing a suit. So therefore, it's more for meetings and for formal occasions. But giving a high sleeve cap, it gives a very good fit. Now, when you're wearing a very loose, oversized knit hoodie or a garment, you want maximum movement, right? So the sleeve cap is very low. Okay, you all will understand this when you all will actually do it. So what is the method to make the sleeve draft of this oversized knit? Measurements needed are the sleeve length, half of the armhole measurement, and around hand measurement plus 1 inch. That is your entry measurement, how much you want it plus 1 inch. Draw a line in the middle of the paper equal to the knit sleeve less 1 inch. So you draw a line of from A to B equal to your sleeve length. And the meeting is going to end in 10 minutes. I'll quickly finish this, and after that you all will sit and do all these 3 drafts and make a block out of it to make your knitwear designs also. So A to C is 3 inches. A to D is 1/2 of A to B. Okay, that is your elbow line. And you have to square out from all these places, from A, C, D and B. Then what you have to do is, whatever your half of your armhole measurement that you got, you place your ruler on A over here on 0, and you will touch it on this line such that that armhole measurement crosses on this line. So supposing your front armhole, your half armhole is 8 inches, you will measure where 8 inches cuts on this EC horizontal line, and you will draw the A to E line. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the remaining, yeah, what?
Ma'am, we have to make these blocks on 1/4 or the big one.
No, 1/4 scale. First you make it on 1/4 scale.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
then you will do, after that you will make the second one for your knitwear for your hoodie. And if you decide to make an oversized hoodie, then you have to make this first one and then make it oversized. Okay, so that
Okay.
depends on your design, what type of hoodie you want to make.
Okay, ma'am.
So then you draw the sleeve head, you divide this into 4 and you do this curving over here from A to E to get your sleeve head, okay, and just trace it on fold. So that's your sleeve block. Okay, so this is your pattern for your oversized hoodie. Okay, now I just want to quickly just show you all the hood draft. Capes and hoods. Okay, there's a section in your thing. This is very easy. You'll just follow the steps A to B, B to C, and you can draft your hood. Just pay attention to this about the measurement for the hood. What measurements you need is, place a measuring tape at your center front neck, okay, where your clavicle, center of your clavicle over here, and then you take it around your head. Stand straight with your head tall, take it around your neck and come back to the center front and record 1/3 of the measurement and add 3/4 inch. So supposing you get this measurement as 21 inches, what you will record here is 1/3 of 21, which is 7 inches plus 3/4 inch. 7 3/4 you'll write over here. And the second measurement is, you know, where the hood ends on the side, you'll measure from here, from, you know, near your eyebrow, where your eyebrow ends, go to the back of your head to the other side and record half the measurement here, okay? Please don't record the full measurement. because you're going to be drafting half your sleeve over, half your hood. And there are two foundations which you need to do. One is the contoured hood foundation. Okay, this is the draft for this. It is just a mechanical draft which you just follow it A to B, B to C, whatever it is, and you draft it. Okay, the one is the contoured hood, and the second one is the loose hood. The loose hood foundation, which is this one. Okay, just follow the instructions and you will make your loose hood, which is a very straight kind of a hood over here. Is that clear?
Ma'am, so we have to do both the hood.
Yeah, in your 1/4 scale, you have to do both the hoods. But in your draft, when you're making your hoodie, you have to take the one that your design says what you have to make.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am,
So,
for what
yeah.
measurement which are on book only, na?
Huh?
For 1/4, we have to take the measurements which are in the
Yeah, you will, whichever size block, if you made a 10 size block, you will take the 10 size measurements. But for the hood, I don't think the measurement will be there. So you can just make it as per your body measurement. Because anyway, the hood is a separate garment, a separate piece. Because you will not have the around head measurement. I don't think it's there. But otherwise, you will use all the same measurements as the 1/4 scale block that you have used. Any more questions? So today you all will do in your journal paper, you will do the 3 knit blocks and you will do the 2 hood blocks, the hood blocks. And then think of your pattern for your hoodie, what type of hoodie you want to make, whether you want to make a crop hoodie or oversized hoodie. But the important feature is it has to have a patch pocket in the front, and obviously the hood has to be there, and the zipper has to be there, a center front zipper. Pushma?
So I've told them if you don't get a full center front zipper, then give it a yoke at the armhole and put a small zip so that they can just have it lower.
ठीक है. Okay.
Those are like some interiors, villages, whatever.
Yeah. So you can source your and you can probably over the weekend you can make your draft, and you all will know how much fabric you all will need also then.
Also, girls, I need your submissions of your this thing. What should I say? The whole question bank that I've given to you. I hope that's all. So by Monday, I need that also.
I'm assigning it to the Google Classroom, all these things, okay now?
Okay.
Anyway, now 3 minutes are left. Anybody has any questions?
Ma'am, the zipper is compulsory. Like we can't make the pullover hoodie.
What do you say, Kushnuma?
Well, without the zipper, then it will become a pullover hoodie, na? Huh. But some zipper, so you can put. No, what's the problem in putting a small zipper? That's why you can put. A small metal zip is available, 8 inches, 6 inches.
Okay, ma'am.
Anyone else? Any more questions? 2 minutes are still there. The submission of the jumpsuit muslin is going to be on, today is Wednesday. By this Sunday, I'm going to put the deadline. Marks will be cut if your crease line, center front line, crotch line, hip line is not marked, okay? So you'll better mark it. So you'll have to wear it and click a photo from the front view and from the back view.
Yeah, girls?
What is Sakshi asking? If we will buy thick knit fabric for hoodie, will it stitch in normal machine? Okay, so you can probably stitch it in your machine, but the finishing, the overlocking, you can do it later on when college opens, or if you go to an outside person, then they can overlock your seam. Normally, we stitch the hoodie with the machine, overlocking with the machine, and we overlock it in the college. But you will be able to manage stitching it in your machine.
So actually, I was asking, can we buy like fabric little bit?
Thick fabric. As long as you can handle it, it's fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Maybe you can make one trial first if you are, because you live in a cold place, that's why you want to make a thick one. Maybe you can make one on a regular fabric first and then make another one for yourself with a thick fabric.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, the meeting is going to go off very soon.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, do we have to do turn and stitch in the jumpsuit?
Yes, I have mentioned that to you all. Turn and stitch on your out seam, side seam and inseam, and your neckline and armhole all have to be finished with bias binding or with shaped facing, whatever you're comfortable. It has to be a proper finished piece. And I want close-up pictures of your neckline, armhole and the inside seam. But 3 pictures more I need other than your front and back. One picture from inside your jumpsuit with the